Peace be with you. In the first reading from Jeremiah, the prophet discusses God's plan to establish a new covenant with Israel and Judah. This video will explore the nature of a covenant, the fate of the old covenant, the reason behind God's intention to establish a new covenant, and the signs of the new covenant. What is a covenant and how is it different from a contract? Covenant and contract are distinct concepts. While both establish relationships, they do so in different ways. Contracts facilitate trade by defining ownership, while covenants refer to exchange of persons, establishing an enduring bond of commitment. Unlike contracts, which are temporary and terminate once fulfilled, covenants are permanent and impact entire life. They foster a sacred family bond where individuals mutually give themselves in loving communion. Marriage is a covenant, and through this covenant, a family is created. What covenant did God establish with Israel according to Ezekiel? Ezekiel portrays the Exodus account at Mount Sinai as a love story, depicting God as a divine bridegroom and the 12 tribes of Israel as his bride in chapter 16. This marriage, symbolizing a covenantal relationship, took place at Mount Sinai, where God committed himself to his people, expecting wholehearted love and faithfulness in return. However, the Israelites violated this marital covenant by turning to other gods, to idolatry, thus breaking the covenant. What is the new covenant that Jeremiah speaks of? Despite the Israelites breaking the covenant through their worship of other gods, God remained faithful and did not abandon them. Through Jeremiah, God acknowledges their idolatry, which led to the breaking of the old covenant. So, God promises a new covenant, distinct from the previous one, that was etched on the tablets of stone as the 10 Commandments. He assures that this new covenant will be written on their hearts, granting them the grace to understand and fulfill His will. Besides, this new covenant will be intimately linked to the forgiveness of sins. When was the new covenant established? The new covenant was established at the Last Supper, when Jesus took the chalice filled with wine and said, "Take this, all of you, and drink from it, for this is the chalice of my blood, the blood of the new and eternal covenant, which will be poured out for you and for many for the forgiveness of sins." Jesus now links the pouring of His blood to the forgiveness of sins. Why did Jesus wait for so long to establish the new covenant? The gospel provides the answer. Greeks, not Jews, arrive in Jerusalem for the Passover feast, demonstrating their belief in the God of Israel. In the Old Testament, prophets repeatedly foretold that a sign of the age of salvation would be the conversion of the Gentiles, who would worship the one true God of Israel. Isaiah chapter 2 and Micah chapter 4 prophesied that the nations would stream to Jerusalem to worship God, signaling the fulfillment of this prophecy. So when the Greeks arrived, Jesus indicated that the time for the new covenant had come. What is the message of the readings for us today? God has established a profound covenantal bond with us, surpassing even parental intimacy. This unique connection requires wholehearted dedication. Sin breaks our relationship with God, leading us into a relationship with the devil, similar to spiritual adultery. To nurture this covenantal relationship with God, we must commit ourselves to disciplines such as participating in the sacraments of the Holy Eucharist and confession, regular personal and family prayer, scripture reading, and mortifications. These disciplines enable us to receive grace, combat evil, and remain faithful to the covenantal relationship with our divine groom. God bless you.